If Albert Einstein were alive today, what would he think about artificial intelligence? Would he still tell us, imagination is more important than knowledge? Or, in a world where the global financial system is governed by algorithms, where even decisions about war and what we eat for dinner are shaped by them, would he present us with a new equation for power itself? Yes. Welcome to the history of money and gold. We will adapt to the present how, nearly a century ago, in the early 1900s, a physicist working in a patent office shattered humanity's understanding of time and space, and how that revolution connects to economic power and the artificial intelligence era shaping our lives. Today, it is not atoms but algorithms that shape the world, and what we call value is no longer stored in gold vaults but in data centers. Is this transformation truly new, or is it a recurring cycle of history wearing different faces? At the beginning of the 20th century, the world was still under the shadow of the gold standard. Economic power was measured by physical gold reserves. Money had a tangible backing. Value was extracted from beneath the earth. Einstein's theory of relativity did not only change physics, it changed the way we think. It declared that time and space were not fixed. Everything depended on the observer. This was not merely a scientific revolution. It was a conceptual rupture that paralleled the mental foundation of the modern economic system. Because in 1971, when Richard Nixon abandoned the gold standard, money itself became relative. The dollar was no longer tied to gold. Just like Einstein's concept of time, money lost its fixity. Value became dependent on trust, systems, and perception. And now we stand at the threshold of another rupture: artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not merely a technological advancement, it is the new mode of producing economic power. Data is no longer the new oil, it is the new gold. Einstein said that matter and energy are equivalent. E equals mc squared. Today, the equation has changed. Data equals value. Think of a company. It has no physical product, no factory, yet it holds a market valuation of billions of dollars. Because what it possesses is data, algorithms, predictive power. When, in the 1940s, the idea that machines could think was proposed, it was not merely a mathematical theory. It laid the intellectual foundation for the systems that would one day govern global economies. Today, if financial systems can execute billion-dollar transactions within seconds, behind them is not human intuition, but algorithmic prediction models. Now, let us think for a moment. Who truly controls money? Humans or code? Isaac Newton did not only discover gravity, he also served as the master of the Royal Mint of England. He fought counterfeiters. He ensured the physical security of the economic system. For Newton, order was essential. Like the laws of physics, money operated within fixed rules, but Einstein bent that order. And now, artificial intelligence is bending the economic order once again. Central banks use data analytics when making interest rate decisions. Hedge funds execute split-second trades using machine learning. Credit scores are determined by algorithms. Economic power is no longer muscle power, it is computational power. So, where does gold stand? Gold remains the symbol of trust. In times of crisis, people still turn to physical assets. Because no matter how advanced artificial intelligence becomes, human psychology remains sensitive to fear. In the 2008 crisis, algorithms existed, but trust did not. Now, a greater question arises. As artificial intelligence optimizes the financial system, is it pushing humans out of it? In the Industrial Revolution, machines replaced muscle power. In the Digital Revolution, computers replaced calculation. In the age of artificial intelligence, decision-making itself is being replaced. Decision-making, the most critical node of economic power. An investment decision, a credit decision, a war decision. If algorithms guide these decisions, where does the center of power reside? It has long been argued that economic systems are not entirely rational. that animal spirits, the irrational impulses of human psychology, shape markets. Is artificial intelligence irrational? The answer is simple: no. But the data that trains it is based on human behavior, which means it can model irrationality. That represents a new form of power, predictive power. Throughout history, economic dominance has belonged to those who possessed information. Those who knew the trade routes prevailed. Those who controlled gold reserves prevailed. Those who accelerated industrial production prevailed. Now, those who process data prevail. Is a nation's gold reserve stronger, or its data centers? Here lies the real fracture point. Einstein's theory of relativity taught us this. Reality is not absolute. It depends on the observer. Today, money is not absolute either. Cryptocurrencies, digital assets, central bank digital currency projects all signal that value is shifting from the physical to the digital. But remember this: every monetary system in history has been tested by a crisis of trust. The Roman Empire collapsed when it debased its currency. The gold standard was shaken by wars. In 2008, the financial system lost trust. What will the crisis of the artificial intelligence era be? Algorithmic failure? Data manipulation? Or the complete exclusion of humans from the system? We will experience the answers soon enough. Gold has remained unchanged for thousands of years. But money has changed. Economies have changed. Power has changed. Artificial intelligence may be pushing the economic system beyond human speed for the first time in history. Will the economic power of the future belong to those who control gold, those who control data, or those who write the algorithms? If value is no longer physical, who guarantees trust? Einstein bent time. Artificial intelligence is bending the economy. And if one day algorithms redefine human value itself, what will true wealth be? Now, I bring you into this. The banking app you use, your credit card limit, your investment suggestions, they may all be shaped by algorithms. Without realizing it, you are inside an economic experiment. Einstein tried to understand the universe. Turing gave machines a voice. Keynes brought human psychology into economics. And you? In this new order, are you merely a user or a player?